Well, hey, guys.
Puddy tuck here.
I could have gone longer on that, by the way. I could have. I promise.
Well, you can say that now.
Nobody will ever know how long I truly could have gone. So this is a thing we've been doing. If you head on over to twitch.tv/MattSgyro, link down in the description.
Is it?
You can see us booking these things. It is, yes.
Amazing.
Yes. You're going to put in that fucking description. Yeah, we've been booking this pretty regularly. We're doing about a week a day now, so that's some decent pace. So go check that out. What else is there to say? There was something else I wanted to say.
Well, what is this series, Tucker? This is the first time they're seeing it.
Yeah, that's the thing. What is this series? This is me and Puddy fucking around in 2004. It's a spiritual successor, I think, to the 2016 brand split series, but we don't have individual brands.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'd call it more of a spiritual successor to some other shit we've done. This is a lot different.
It's a spiritual successor. It's in theory, actually, a spiritual successor to WCW 95. The 4 episodes.
Kind of is. Yeah,
it's like a more thought out version of that, where it's both of us kind of pitching ideas, and then Puddy executing ideas, and I sit there and I book heat.
Except for the heat we did before this show.
Oh yeah, we should talk about heat. That's a great fucking transition. We did it. So heat. How do I look at heat in this game?
Shows, I think, maybe.
Where's that? There it is. Show history.
Hey.
So heat this week. So we saw Los Guerreros earlier on in the week on SmackDown. They asked Paul Heyman for a championship opportunity, and they earned one by beating the Bashams. I forgot they beat the tag team champions to get a shot at the tag team titles.
Yeah.
And so Los Guerreros does it again. So Chavo Guerrero and Eddie Guerrero are your new WWE tag team champions of the world. We saw Test defeat Rico.
Just of the WWE.
What did I say? WWE champions of the world?
Of the world, yeah. It's the other ones.
Fuck. Well. Chris Benoit defeated Chris Kanyon. Rhino defeated Shan Moore. And in the main event of the pre-show, Batista and Ric Flair defeated the Dudley Boys to retain the WWE World Tag Team Championships.
Hell yeah.
Tonight is a big night. Tonight is the Royal Rumble. Tonight is the Royal Rumble. Tonight is the Royal Rumble. One of those takes, whichever one. I don't know.
We're not editing this video, Tuck.
Oh, I know. No, this is. I don't know if you've noticed. This is how I do like videos. Like it's just very loose. I don't.
Uh-huh.
I just shoot from the hip. I just do whatever.
Just do multiple takes, even though we're live, pal.
Oh yeah. On twitch.tv/MattSgyro. We're here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, just like we were in real life at this point in 2004. But it's a very different Royal Rumble than the one you're used to.
Is it?
You're about to figure out why.
Oh, do you mean the card? If you want the card, you should probably go to the opening screen. Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good shout. So, we have 5 pre-booked matches here for the show. Outside of course, the Royal Rumble match itself. We have Bradshaw of the APA taking on Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. Yeah, that's the right one.
Yep.
Puddy, you care to tell us a little bit about this feud? How this has been going?
So, it kicked off about 4 weeks ago, which is a long time ago now, when So when Bradshaw and Hardcore Holly had this really hard-hitting, gritty match on SmackDown, and Bradshaw proved to the world that he's more than just a tag team companion, that he was an ass kicker. And then Bradshaw and Ron Simmons said some nasty things about Brock backstage, which really pissed Brock off. And then Brock killed Ron Simmons, which really pissed Bradshaw off. So Bradshaw took a steel chair and hit Brock with it a bunch of times. And Brock, because he's got a big ego, was like, fuck this man, I'm going to fight him at the Royal Rumble and put the title on the line. And then Bradshaw's like, I'm an ass kicker. And then I believe Brock killed Ron Simmons again this week on SmackDown by throwing him off of like a parking lot onto like a fucking car or something.
Throwing him off the parking lot, like a big parking
garage, like
complex.
Complex. Yeah, just throw him off. No, but like basically the feud is the same as the Bobcore one, where like Bradshaw's an ass kicker, Brock's got his ego damaged and is fighting to restore it.
Yeah, for the WWE Championship bracket women's, we have Lita taking on Molly Holly. This match is happening because somebody needed to fight Molly Holly.
No, this one goes all the way back to December when.
But he's done his fucking research here. He's like, he actually does. Actually, he's sending me shows constantly with cards.
It goes all the way back to September when Lita insulted Molly Holly's appearance, and everyone was very upset because she's a babyface and that wasn't setting a very good example. And so they've been feuding for ages, and it's been very hard to figure out a number one contender because the women's division is in flux right now. Multiple debutantes, and various matches going back and forth, people ascending into management positions. There's a lot of upward mobility in the women's division here. So, Lita has, has remained as Molly Holly's biggest generational rival.
Right, okay. So, then we have Triple H taking on Mick Foley for the World Heavyweight Championship. So, this entire month here of January, Shawn Michaels has been fighting the various different members of Evolution. Week 1, he fought and defeated the Animal, Batista. Week 2, he fought and defeated... I don't have a nickname Randy Orton. Week 3, he might actually be Legend Killer at this point, isn't he?
Not yet.
Oh, 4? Yeah, he definitely is.
I think he is by Backlash.
Okay, so he's I don't quite yet have a nickname person. Randy Orton, and 1 week ago on Raw, he defeated the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Every single one of these matches, he was promised at the end, if he could beat them, he would give Mick Foley, his good friend, a spot here at the Royal Rumble to take on Triple H, to try to take that World Heavyweight Championship that Triple H has clutched onto for far too long now.
A reign of terror, one might say.
Yeah. And Shawn did it. And Shawn held up his end of the bargain. Now it's time for Mick Foley to hold up his. Right here, we've got a loser loses the Royal Rumble spot match. It's Rob Van Dam taking on Randy Orton.
Non-title.
So as... What?
Non-title. Because
not for the Intercontinental title. Yeah, Orton's the Intercontinental Champion. So, Rob Van Dam has been kind of battling with Evolution over the past year or so. Actually, probably 2 years, to think about it. He's been feuding with them basically since 2002, 2003. Him, Booker T, Shawn, Mick Foley, they're all kind of loosely together against Evolution. And so, yeah, this match... Is there a specific inciting incident for this match? It's just basically RVD.
RVD had... there was a thing with him and Trips backstage.
Yeah, where RVD was, like, just being RVD or something.
Yeah, and Trips was really mad about it.
Yeah, maybe RVD was smoking weed or something like that, and Triple H was like, hey, don't do that here.
I'm being informed by an anonymous source that Randy Orton was the Legend Killer in 2003. So he is already, yeah.
Well, he is the Legend Killer. And finally, last and least, no, I'm joking.
Oh no.
If you've watched our VODs over on twitch.tv/MunchesIro, you'll know that the Cruiserweights are a big, big part of SmackDown. And very, very important. For the Cruiserweight Championship, new champion Rey Mysterio defends in a rematch against the former champion, Tajiri. These two have been going back and forth, including Jamie Noble, as Noble and Tajiri have fought over who the number one contender would be to fight Rey Mysterio. for this show. Rey, of course, winning the championship from Tajiri at the start of January. And these three clearly have unfinished business. Highlights of this feud have been Tajiri blinding Nydia, Jamie Noble putting a bell around Tajiri's neck so Nydia could try to defeat Tajiri in a match, and Tori Wilson admitting that she does like small men.
I think you've recapped that way better than I ever could. That's all. I think you said all that needs to be said.
This stuff, like, I'm like, some of this stuff blends together for the Cruiserweights, man. That shit, like, sticks out in my head so well. Like, it's such crazy shit. So, I hope that dog doesn't keep barking the entire time, or else we're gonna have a fucking problem.
Well, I can't hear it, so that's good so far.
Good shit, because hopefully they can't either. All right. Are you ready to do it, Puddy?
I am well, depends what it is, but I'm ready to run the show.
Are you ready to have copious amounts of unprotected sex?
No, I am in quarantine, good sir.
Oh.
And I live alone.
Could we run the Royal Rumble instead?
Sure!
Alright, nice! Okay, I'm like, TW, you okay, buddy?
I can now hear the dog.
Damn it. That's alright, I guess. Maybe. She's not gonna shut up on her own.
Well, what do you want to do?
I don't know.
Gotta make a decision.
I do have to make a decision.
It's the line in the sand.
Do you want to talk extremely thoroughly about this intro package for a minute or two?
A minute or two? No. 30 seconds, maybe.
Go.
So, we recap the highs and the lows of Raw and SmackDown over the last few weeks, some of which me and Tucker have already gotten over in terms of what he's booked for the card. But a couple of other storylines that have been permeating through the shows that haven't made their way into singles matches on this card are that Chris Jericho and Christian are good buddies and friends, and they're not breaking up ever at all, we promise. And they've been discussing topics backstage, including feuding with Maven, and various other things. Additionally, Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle are also pretty good friends, but Kurt Angle is a little bit... I don't know what the word is, but there's a little bit of banter going on between the two of them, and Kurt Angle is constantly making fun of Chris Benoit for being Canadian. Benoit has also had a bit of a run-in with SmackDown general manager Paul Heyman recently, in that Paul Heyman has been trying to screw Benoit out of his Rumble spot and just generally mess with the faces on the brand. And recently Benoit was suspended and had to get reinstated by Kurt Angle beating the Big Show for the US title. Kurt Angle did beat the Big Show, but he didn't win the US title, since it was by disqualification. But Benoit's back, and he will be in the Rumble tonight.
Nice. Nice. I hope you did well.
I hope so, too.
And we're opening with a bang. It's time. WWE Championship. Ass kicker versus ass kicker. Monster versus monster. Bradshaw, IRL monster.
If I can bully Tucker into doing it, I might put a straw poll in the description. I want to find out if your audience thinks that we booked this Rumble better or worse than the real life Rumble. Because I'm genuinely curious, because like the real Rumble didn't have the most amazing card in the world either.
Yeah. I mean, I like this Rumble card. Like, literally. Like,
the one we put together?
Yeah, maybe I'll buy it. I really like this
card. Yeah, it's alright, yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, okay. Well, do you want to talk about it? What are you most excited about on this card?
What would I be most excited for in this card in real life?
No, why? Well, you said you like the card. Well, what's driving that?
Bradshaw is better than Hardcore Holly.
Cool.
Triple H Shawn Michaels doesn't need to happen for the 26th time in 2 years.
Okay, I agree with that.
I'd rather probably watch Tajiri Rey Mysterio than Jamie Noble Rey Mysterio. I also think the build for that has been really fun.
Cool.
I'm excited to see it continue, hopefully, or just in general with the Cruiserweights. Orton RVD might be a little bit of a down spot, but the two of them have worked before. You know what I mean? So it's not like it's something out of left field or something like that. There's some history there. I think the women's match actually could be okay.
Awesome.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Sounds reasonable. Let us know what you guys think in the comments and in the straw poll.
I think the main events are much better than the real life main events.
Cool.
I think we've built more interesting main events than the two that they had at this show.
Well, we're kicking off with one of them.
That we are. It's Michael Cole and Taz are two sides of the same coin. One is very happy about this match. One of them is very angry about this match.
I'm very curious to see how this does.
Do you want to properly run it down, or you want to just let it go?
I don't have that many ideas. I can tell people what my overbooking is, unless you have any spots you want to do.
Not really. There's definitely a spot in here where Bradshaw goes for the clothesline for hell, and Lesnar just doesn't move.
Oh yeah.
Like, bam, just smashes him. You can see like in Puro style, whatever. You can see like the sweat like come off of him.
Mm-hmm.
When like somebody gets hit fucking hard, and you can see the sweat almost in like a fucking silhouette of that person fly off their body.
And you just and Brock just smiles at him and like nods and like
rolls his shoulder like he does. You know what I mean? That little shoulder roll thing.
And then he picks him up for an F5, hits it, and then just looks directly at Ron Simmons at ringside.
Oh no, Ron!
And then the finish of this match is Ron Simmons, because this is overbooked as all fuck. People are going through tables, the Raw announcing table is gone very early, and then the end of it is Farouk smashing Brock over the face with his cast, and eventually getting hit with that clothesline from hell.
And that means Bradshaw has done it. He is WWE champion. Damn. But it's not over.
Oh no. Bro, no.
Ron, no!
Bradshaw goes backstage, but Brock catches Ron Simmons.
No!
F5s him through the SmackDown announcer's table. He gets stretchered out, everyone's sad.
Bradshaw comes out to the stage, and we get a nice close shot of Bradshaw, and he holds Ron Simmons' hand, and Ron Simmons, his hand starts to kind of lose its grip, and he just looks at Bradshaw, and he's kind of not there, and he just goes, damn. Moving on. Oh me, oh my, baby. I gotta bring this. So, we're backstage. We have, quite literally, it's like a situation that looks like it's straight out of... I don't even know necessarily what it would be. But the three other members of Evolution that aren't Ric Flair are kind of standing off in the back, each holding their titles. Batista has both the tag team titles over his shoulders. Triple H is wearing... The dog has started again, and now I'm fucking angry about it. Triple H has the World Heavyweight title around his waist. Randy Orton has the Intercontinental Championship over his shoulder. And Ric Flair says, over the past number of weeks, in and out, Shawn Michaels, you ran the gambit, you did it, you lucky son of a bitch. You beat three of the greatest pro wrestlers in the world today. And listen, whether it's luck, whether it's skill, I don't know the difference. I've lived my whole life working on both luck and skill. And Shawn, there was a time me and you weren't that different. You lived the lifestyle I live. You had the women. You had the money. You had the fame. You had the gold. And you traded it all away. You hurt your back. You went down to Texas, started a wrestling school, and you found God. You're a man of religion now. Well, me, I'm a man of science. And that means I believe in evolution, baby. Woo! Triple H is the biggest, baddest Big Daddy on the planet, and he's got the big gold belt to prove it. Triple H, I said Triple H already, Batista is the big animal. The toughest son of a bitch in the WWE. And ladies, let me say it again. He's the biggest animal in the WWE. And of course, Randy Orton, the superstar in the making. I mean, fucking look at him. He looks like $1,000 bill. If there was $1,000 bill in the U.S. fucking Treasury, the picture would be Randy Orton. And of course, myself. A living, working legend. When you think of pro wrestling, you think of two things. You think of Ric Flair, and you think of Ric Flair's money. And tonight, whether it's myself, whether it's Batista, whether it's Randy Orton, you talk about belts being a meal ticket, we gotta eat more. The buffet's ready, and we're coming for another plate. Bradshaw. 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 Belt number 5 is on the way. And that's your segment.
That was good shit.
I thought about that all day. I'm so fucking happy with how that came out. I remembered my line about science because I had science in my head. And I was like, where did science come from? I'm like, it's Shawn Michaels because he's a man of religion. I fucking love it. It's so fucking good.
That was good. That was good shit.
Oh my god. I love this fucking show.
So Jericho is walking backstage and he walks into an office that has been prepared for both Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman. Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler are also there.
Like one side is like the wall is painted red, and one side is painted blue.
And in the middle there's a ball roller, whatever it's called, a lottery, bingo roller, something like that.
Yeah, it's a bingo something. Yeah,
and
ball roller is correct, I think actually.
Yeah, so Stacy Keibler and Tori Wilson are spinning it up, and Jericho's walking, and he's like, all right, cool, I know some people have been given their numbers already. He looks at Eric, but I'm going to draw mine. He opens the ball, he looks at the number. Eric's got this big shit-eating grin on his face, and he's like, what you draw, Chris? And Chris is like, I'm not telling you, you stupid idiot. I'm going to talk about this with Christian. And then he walks up.
I'm about to go discuss topics with my good buddy, Christian. Eric Bischoff says, Chris, what number you got there, ma? And then the women in the back go, whoa, Jesus. Eric's really just throwing that shit around nowadays. Moving on. It's the women.
It's the women. This was good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Better than the other WWE title match.
Yeah, the WWE bracket women's. They have great chemistry, so that's good shit.
The generational rival, Tucker.
Yeah, you weren't fucking wrong. Wow, she's gotten louder, hasn't she? Wish somebody would shut that dog up.
Your promo shut her up for a little bit at the end. Like she was, you had her, like she was wadding you at the start, and then you got her into it.
Hell yeah. You know what I mean? You bait him in. But yeah, Molly Holly retains, foot on the ropes. It's your pretty much average, like, women's wrestling cheaty heel finish.
Give the crowd a breather, and anybody who didn't go for a piss got to see some entertaining and attractive ladies.
And all the people who started feeling themselves a bit too much after Ric Flair's promo have a chance to go relieve themselves.
Whoa.
Possibly do this match.
Yeah, let's move on.
Trish Stratus don't like it.
Oh yeah, Trish Stratus is like, Molly Holly, Lita had to work so hard to get into this match, and you robbed her of her opportunity, and that's just not fair.
You cut out on my end, so it's just not fair. What's next? Do you know what's next?
It's some sort of drawing, or maybe it's the topics discussion.
I thought it was this.
All right. Well, you take it away, friend.
So Chris Benoit walks into the split locker room, and Paul looks at him and he says, "Draw the number, Chris." Walks up and picks a ball and looks at it. Looks at Paul and looks at it. And then goes to leave. And then all of a sudden, kicking basically in the door, Kurt Angle. He's like, I am here. I have arrived to pick my number. It's true. It's true. I'm so glad I could bless you all with my Chris. Oh, Chris, you're here. Remember, I'm the reason you're here.
But Kurt gets a huge pop when he walks in because it's his hometown.
You might be indebted to me in some way. I don't know how you could possibly make that up to me, but, there are numbers, and some are better than others. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, Paul, I'm here to do the deal. Paul's like, what? The fuck are you talking about? He's like, I'm here to get my number. And Paul's like, oh, thank God. I thought you were asking me for money. God knows I don't have any of that. So, Tori Wilson, I guess, rolls the thing.
Tori Wilson also nods when Paul says he doesn't have any money.
He's like, it's true. He has. It's true. He has no money. And Kurt Angle gets his number. He's kind of angry looking. He's like, what? What is it? He holds it. We can't see it, but he holds it and he looks at Paul and he's like, does this read what I think it means? And he's like, yeah, no, that is the number that is on that. And he's like, I want a recount. And Paul's like, what? What do you mean you want a recount? There is no He says, I want a I believe there has been fraud in this event. And he's like, no, you can't get get out of here. Go. Get out of here. Like I said, my Kurt Angle always comes off as 99 doofus Angle.
Okay. I'm surprised Kurt.
Oh, and Eric Bischoff on the other side of the room says, hello, Kurt. And they're like, whoa, Jesus.
I'm surprised Kurt didn't mention Canada. It's like the first promo where he hasn't.
No, he didn't need to. They're both just kind of there at the same time. Okay. They're not necessarily interacting.
No, of course not.
God forbid they interact.
So backstage, before the WWE Championship match, Josh...
I can also do Jamie Noble if I need to.
Oh, do it! Go ahead!
What is Josh Matthews asking Jamie Noble, though, actually?
How do you feel about Tajiri being the number one contender tonight?
Wait, no, Josh, they run around out here, they spray and mist at people. Mist! I can't even believe it, you know what I mean? I used to go down, I used to have mist, but when we got mist, it was fun mist. You know what I'm talking about? You'd be so fucked up, you couldn't even fucking see properly. Nydia can't see properly, but that's a bad thing this time around. How are me and her supposed to get busy, huh? How's that even supposed to happen? I don't even know what's going on, alright? And now, they're out there, they're gonna be wrestling for the Cruiserweight Championship, and I ain't got no opportunity. It's bullshit. And Tori Wilson walks in, and she's like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude, calm down. Opportunity is coming. Relax.
I'm blind, Josh!
She's yelling at a wall. I'm blind. Josh is like, what the fuck? Alright.
Time for the main event.
Cruiserweight title match.
Yes.
Who's that jumping off the boat?
Are you blind, Nadia?
Rey Mysterio defeats Tajiri in 2030 by pinfall to 619. Makes defense number 1 of the WWE Cruiserweight Championship.
Good sir. I think anything WWE Brackets Cruiserweight Championship.
Anything special to say about this, Puddy?
Yeah, it's fun shit. I mean, Tajiri puts up a good fight. It's a nice back and forth, nice flips. Rey Mysterio works under. There's no Kaio Dai. They're both getting ready for the Rumble. Nope, they're not. Okay, they're both. They're not. They didn't get. They're both. They didn't get flown up to Philadelphia because they're not in the Rumble, so they're back down south. It's just fun little match.
Back down south in Japan.
No, they were in Florida, maybe.
Florida?
That's where we were for SmackDown, weren't
we? Yeah, we were in Jacksonville. Did they just stay there though?
Yeah, because we're traveling up to Carolinas or something for the next week of tapings, so there's no point in them coming to the Rumble.
I guess that's about right.
Maybe they're watching on pay-per-view.
My boys, they're at home cheering for me.
Twitch.tv/Matsudaira. Oh, Jesus, by the way, I think we should have been very careful, because we've just got 66,000 people at the Rumble.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, we'll be careful of that next time.
I got really confused. I thought you meant on Twitch. I was like, what are we doing? I'm like, how did we get that? Alright.
So the
boys.
They discuss their numbers.
I have nothing for this. I can't do either of them really that well.
Neither of them are very happy. They're both really mad.
Jericho clearly is mad in that picture. That's about as angry as he is. This is not Christian's expression, though.
No.
Make like a little sad.
Christian's
sad
very sad.
He's still smug looking somehow, but he's sad about it. He's like, oh.
All right. Yeah, Michael draws his number.
Yep. Eric Bischoff is just every segment. He's just like, "What's good?" And they're all like, "Whoa, Jesus, Eric." Yeah, Sean gets his number. He doesn't look over the top pleased. There's a lot of unhappy campers here.
I'd say he is slightly more pleased than not pleased. He is slightly more pleased than average, but only maybe one notch.
I would say it's about right, because we know who number one is. Number one was announced on Raw. And so, Sean has won from number one before. So, anything he gets above that, right, should be light work in theory. Light work.
Fair enough. Oh, yeah, so a limo. A big, long, black limo appears.
Oh no, black limo, never mind. Puts the hat back on, goes back in, reverses.
At the backstage area, and Dawn Marie, carrying the ball roller, just hands it to a vaguely mixed race hand that comes out of the limo and pulls a number.
Damn. Moving on. This did okay.
This is pretty good. Yeah, kicks him in the face.
Yeah, RVD doesn't do the fucking 5-star anymore. He just kicks people in the face. So with this match, Randy Orton's out of the Royal Rumble. I can't believe it. Fucking Ric Flair's prophecy won't come true.
Well, maybe Rick wins the Rumble.
Well, Rick could, or Batista. But I mean, he wanted all three to be in there. You know what I mean?
They couldn't all win it.
They couldn't. But they could together work together.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot harder with just two of them in there.
Well, they're a tag team now, so who knows? Maybe
maybe Randy Orton being in the Rumble wouldn't have helped Batista at all. I mean, they
have bad chemistry. And so we go backstage, and it's immediate. We follow Randy Orton through into basically Gorilla, or just outside of Gorilla. It's weird because Gorilla's the actual little booth.
Nobody knows it's called Gorilla yet, Tucker. It's 2004.
Okay, fine. Anyways, we follow him backstage.
To the backstage area where there's no production crew or booking team at all. It's just the wrestlers.
They're hidden. It's Triple H because he's getting ready for his world title match, which is up right after this.
Mm-hmm.
And Ric Flair, of course, is basically just pats Randy on the back and then slaps Triple H's belt. And he's like, all right, buddy, let's do it. Because, Orton manages everybody here. Or Flair does. So he's just popping guy to guy. And Orton's like...
Maybe Flair's telling Orton, don't worry, buddy, you still got your belt. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and Orton, looks at Triple H and he says, what the fuck do I have to do? Triple H is like, what? What do you mean? He's like, you have to do something. Go talk to Eric. Get me in that fucking match. And Triple H is like, what do you... Randy. A deal's a deal, brother, all right? A stipulation's a stipulation. If you want to go talk to Eric, and Orton's like, I don't have that kind of leeway. I don't have that kind of pull around here. Not yet, at least. And Triple H is like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You put yourself in a position. Rick and myself did everything we could to help you. It's not our fault if you can't get the job done. Orton's like, huh. That's how it is, huh? That's how it is. Triple H's like, I'm sorry, Randy. I love you. It just... Sometimes you gotta learn. And we learn through failing. Ric Flair's like, or you can be like me. Never take no for an answer. And they both walk away. Norton's like, huh. Huh.
I like that Orton kid. Such a shame.
It's time.
It's time for your main event.
No, it's not.
What?
The Royal Rumble is the main event.
No, it's kind of like a post show.
Dark match, Royal Rumble
of the evening. Can you kill that dog?
Yeah, I can. Do you want to talk about this feud a little bit more in depth, maybe, or something like that?
Yeah, I could try.
Talk about the history between Triple H and Mick Foley.
Okay, you go ahead. So, Mick Foley came back in the start of January. The stipulations are important. It must be held to. Now let me go wrestle Mick Foley. They could tie like Brett and Luger. True. Getting ready for the SmackDown Rumble. There will be no SmackDown Rumble. How dare you? So Mick Foley came back in January, and he needed to prove himself. One more title reign, but more than that, he just fucking hates Evolution. Right? These guys are assholes. They act like they run the show because Bischoff knows their money. He gave Trips the world title. They've been handed everything. And Mick Foley is the complete opposite. He has had to scratch and claw and work for every single opportunity he was ever given. And this time he couldn't do it on his own. He's too old. He's too broken. He's not that old, but he's been through he's been through a lot. He's put his body through a lot. And so he asked his good friend Shawn Michaels to help him get a title shot. And he did. And now Shawn's going to win the Rumble, Mick's going to win the title, and they're going to main event WrestleMania, and that'll be Mick's riding off into the sunset.
Sounds good. I hope. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler say exactly what Puddy just said.
Yeah. Mainly JR.
Yeah. King's like, ha-ha! Every once in a while. So I made the bad decision probably of bringing the dog here.
That could be a very bad decision.
My hope was she'd just fall asleep, but it doesn't look like she's going to do that.
Okay, well, that
she ain't gonna do that. Hold on.
The bad decision is indeed a bad decision. I was like, it could be okay. You know, maybe she will just go sleep, or maybe she'll just bark into the mic extremely loudly.
This is the best Calamity show of all time. I love this. Like, it's hit the point now to where I'm like no longer like, geez, the dog keeps fucking things out. I'm just like past it. I'm like, it's amazing. This is comedy gold. Main event time. You ready?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
What's up with, just checking here, hold on. Lack of heat from the associate. Oh, okay, whatever. What did we do to kill this angle?
I don't know. Probably
I don't know. Over 70 is considered hot. Weird. This is fine, though. This is fine.
I'd like to correct Tucker right there. I do not consider over 70s to be hot, but...
No, the game does.
The game considers over 70s to be hot?
Yeah.
Man, I guess standards are quite low these days. Jeez.
I think ratings work very differently in this game.
Yeah, I mean, like, I get maybe mid-60s, maybe. Some late 50s I could definitely see, but over 70s? No, not for me.
It's what the game requires. It's what Triple H needs. Yeah, you got anything special to say about this? I mean...
No, it was a Triple H Smoke and Mirrors main event. 3.5 stars.
Fuck yeah. 3.5 star general, baby. It's Royal Rumble time.
Not quite.
Well, yeah, immediately not quite. But Los Guerreros talk about the Royal Rumble. They won the WWE Tag Team Championships earlier tonight. They're looking to get another.
Hell yeah.
Chavo time.
It's Chavo time.
Scott Steiner says, at the 30 and the 1 in the Rumble, I'm here and you're all going down because the Steiner is Rumble jacked.
Walrus.
Walrus. John Cena, baby. What's John Cena say, Puddy?
He has a rap that I can't do because I'm too white, as is he. However, he does indeed rap about how Paul Heyman tried to keep him down. He's got his goons, his big men that he likes, like Rhino and A-Train, and that's a big yikes. And
Matt Morgan and Big Show.
Well,
Big men.
Paul Heyman does like big men. But John Cena tonight is going to show the sword is mightier than the pen. And he's going to win the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania. But nothing else rhymes with WrestleMania.
And he's going to put all his opponents in Pania.
And even John Cena wrestling with an injury. He's going to make everybody else smell like pee. And go down in history. Yeah,
you're going to stop now, actually. Booker T.
Booker T's going to throw 29 other men over the top rope and prove that he's going to become a 5-time World Heavyweight Champion. Can you
He already is 5 times.
Already? Are you sure?
Oh, no, because he has the one run as King Booker.
Yeah,
you're right, he's a 4-time.
4-time World Heavyweight Champion. He's going to win the belt for the 5th time. Now, can't you dig that? Sucker!
Do. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Number 1 hits. I don't really know how to do his theme. Like, there's no, really notable thing I can just say for his theme. Goldberg. As was announced on Raw. Goldberg's number 1. He's coming for that ass. And number 2, the countdown begins. Y25, Y24. Or no, fucking Christ, I already fucked it up. Y5J, Y4, because you know he had that fucking Titantron at the fucking time? Anyways, Y2J is number 2. You get to 2 or whatever, and the fucking pyro goes off or whatever. Break the walls down.
Break him down.
He's breaking them down. He's truly... truly a minority fighting to break walls down.
All right, Tucker. Have you got that thing on your phone? Are you ready to run this down?
I have it open. Yep. If you have watched any of our Royal Rumbles before, you know how this works. Matter of fact, I don't remember how it works, so please tell me.
Yeah, please do.
All right. How are we starting, Puddy? How are these two going at it?
Oh, Jericho is he knows he's going to have to pace himself.
He's got to avoid Goldberg's strength, though.
I mean, he's going to avoid everything. He's just going to slide straight under the bottom rope, first of all. He's... Oh, shit. Yeah, he's not... Yeah, Goldberg. He'll pace himself.
Goldberg yells out to Jericho, "Be a man!"
And Jericho gets, a folding chair from ringside, sits down. It's like, Goldberg, go ahead. I won't get involved. You eliminate whoever you want, and I'll leave you alone. How does Goldberg respond to that offer?
He's not taking any of that. He slides out of the ring himself. Jericho, kind of gets up and runs away, but he's fucked up. He left that chair he introduced, so Goldberg now has a chair and is chasing Jericho around ringside with the chair. Jericho's like, Christian, where are you, Christian?
But it's not Christian's time to come out yet.
It's not. When will Christian come out? We don't know. Nope.
It could be number 30. We know it's Raw's spot.
It is Raw's spot, yeah. This was confirmed by Eric Bischoff. And so whatever, we keep doing that for a little while. Eventually, we ditch the chair, slide back in the ring, just in time for number 3.
Ooh, Chavo.
Oh, I was going to go with, we lie, we cheat, we steal. We lie, we cheat, we steal.
One half of the WWE Tag Team Champions, Chavo Guerrero.
Junior! Chavo.
No, we do not acknowledge Senior.
Chavo, yeah, fuck him. CMLL. He jumps over into the ring, and he's like, yeah! And then instantly sees Goldberg and goes, oh, fuck! So Jericho's like, Chavo, we have to team Chavo, and Chavo's like, but you're a bad guy. You're a bad guy. And he's like, I don't care. There's no place in morality in Goldberg.
Uncle Eddie told me never to team with bad guys. I'm chaotic neutral.
Light sheet steals in your fucking feet.
I'm chaotic neutral, though.
As the two are arguing, Goldberg looks at both of them and he's like, "The fuck, are you serious?" And just bam, spear to Jericho. And Chavo's like, "Ah!"
And it is at this point that the loud sound of a local rhino plays over the and out comes Rhino, who like nods at Goldberg like, "That was a pretty good spear." And then he gores. Wait, who did Goldberg spear again? Chavo?
Jericho.
Or Jericho.
Chavo.
So Rhino gores Chavo.
Bam! And Goldberg and Rhino look at each other. And they're eyeing one another up. And Goldberg's obviously a little bit taller, but Rhino's like wider, kind of. Like he's got more stock to him.
If he was a modern day guy, we would call him a thick boy.
He's a thick ass boy. And all of a sudden, Rhino makes the first move. But Goldberg steps out of the way, and Chris Jericho, who's just recovered, gets hit by a cord.
Go! Jericho is out of it at this point. He's been speared, he's been gored, and as Rhino and Goldberg start to trade big blows, Chavo senses an opportunity and starts to slowly, in that kind of delayed way, try and chuck. He's trying to push Jericho over when Christian's theme hits.
Christian's theme at this point isn't Just Close Your Eyes, FYI.
Okay, it's
a generic rock song called Problem Solver.
That's perfect. So out comes Christian to make the save, and kind of in the background, Cole kind of sells it. Rhino gets tossed by Goldberg, and Cole's like, "It's the first elimination in the 2004 Royal Rumble!" And, like, it's like the cameraman misses it.
Little graphic comes up and is like, "Loser, Rhino."
At this point, says Cole, only Chavo Guerrero is from SmackDown. All other members in the ring are from Raw. Fucking Eric Bischoff must have rigged the draw.
All of them are going to be Raw superstars. And JR's like, "That's ridiculous, Cole. Eric Bischoff may be a dirty son of a bitch, but we have quality standards here in the WWE." He says as Christian is in the ring.
I guess at this point the Batista theme plays.
Yeah, so Christian and Chris Jericho are kind of teaming up on Goldberg in the corner. Chavo's like kind of slinking around like, "Oh fuck, hopefully nobody sees me." And then, yeah, Batista's theme hits. Which at this point is not I Walk Alone, right? It's Enforcer. It's like the beta theme, right?
Yeah.
It's like, starts off the same, then goes in like, meow.
He might actually still just have the Evolution theme. It might just be that.
I know Orton does at this point.
Yeah.
I think Batista has his own theme, though. He might just have the Evolution theme. I don't know. Anyways, so it's Batista. Batista comes out.
Stares down Goldberg.
Looks over. What's that?
Stares down Goldberg. Big boys.
Goldberg is being kicked a whole bunch by Jericho and Christian. Like, then Goldberg just stands up and just like ignores Christian and Jericho kicking him, and they're both like, oh. It's like the two, Goldberg and Batista, meet eye to eye in the center of the ring. And they just start trading forearms.
And then Chavo tries to hit Batista from behind, and he turns, and JR says, "The animal has been unleashed!" And he just throws Chavo over the top rope.
Yeah, like by the neck or something like that, grabs his arm, just tosses him over. And Chavo gone. So currently in the ring,
Michael Cole says, "This is ridiculous! Now we have only Raw guys in the ring!"
We have Goldberg, Chris Jericho, Christian, and Batista. So all the Raw entrants so far are still in the ring. And suddenly, what's that I hear? Is that a generic early 2000s rock song?
Chris Jericho and Christian's mortal enemy.
It's Maven! He runs down to the ring and he's like, "I did it, everybody!" And crawls into the ring, and Jericho and Christian are like, "Get him." They just start beating the fuck out of Maven. But Maven won't go over. He's holding on to those ropes.
Yeah, Maven definitely won't go over in this match.
No, he won't. Goldberg and Batista are still just fucking hammering away at each other. For somebody who has to go the entire match, in theory, Goldberg isn't doing a really great job at the whole, sustaining yourself thing. Jericho at least has a friend. So
And speaking of friends, one half of the greatest friendship in the company enters now because SmackDown has their champion, Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit is not a champion of any kind, but okay.
He's a champion of my heart as he comes down and rescues Maven.
God, imagine rescuing Maven.
He starts having good wrestling with Chris Jericho.
Maven does?
No, Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho.
Oh, okay. So they just start, and then Maven and Christian can just like chill on the sidelines, and just in like the one side of the ring, Batista and Goldberg are still just trading forearms.
Batista though seems to be losing that battle.
Yeah, and something you'd expect to, Goldberg is the most dominant athlete in the world today.
Batista could really use some reinforcements.
And the countdown hits. 3, 2, 1. Woo! It's Ric Flair at number 9.
Oh my.
Ric Flair very slowly walks his way to the ring with his robot, and he dances around. Batista is like, Rick, please!
Rick just slowly takes off the gown. By the time the gown is off, the countdown's already at like 20 for the next guy.
Rick rolls into the ring, sees Goldberg fighting. Batista waits for his opportunity, and then just...
Are you, actually, I've got an on-the-fly question for you, because I've just noticed something.
Yeah.
Can we swap 10 and 11?
Yep.
Cool. Alright, carry on.
And Goldberg gets chopped by Ric Flair, and Goldberg literally just turns his head and looks at Ric Flair, and Ric's like, oh, no, drops on his knees, whatever, does his begging thing. Goldberg approaches, low blow, and Goldberg just looks down at him, and he's like, the fuck are you doing? Grabs Ric Flair by the head. I'll leave which one up to you. But then Batista axe handles him in the back, and that finally is what starts Goldberg down, and the two Evolution members start to beat away on Goldberg. The exact same time, Christian and Chris Jericho have reconvened, and they've pushed Maven over the top rope. Maven is out. He is the third elimination in the Royal Rumble.
Indeed, yeah. It's the first Raw elimination of the Rumble.
It is, yeah. Maven is gone.
And out comes the WWE Champion, Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka. Running down to the ring.
No. Who's that coming?
Who's that coming out the sky? R-E-Y, Mysterio, here I go.
Off the top rope.
Look out below.
Can't take off the mask. Why? Because he's kicking your ass.
Fuck yeah.
And he does kick ass. Rey Mysterio is the smaller man, but he's like doing flippy shit on Batista and Goldberg.
He is, yeah. He lays out Chris Jericho with a big ass torpedo dropkick.
Sounds fun.
That's off the top rope, right? Torpedo.
Rapido.
Yeah. And so him and Christian are kind of trading shots. And the countdown starts again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A nondescript theme that you probably couldn't even remember, even if you had looked it up or something like that, plays. And you're like, who the fuck is that? And then Matt Morgan comes out, and you're like, oh.
The guy who stood tall at the SmackDown Go Home.
Yeah, you're like, oh man, he could win the Royal Rumble. Michael Cole's freaking out. He's like, it's Matt Morgan! Everybody's gonna die!
JR, this was my pick for the Royal Rumble winner this Thursday night on SmackDown.
Matt Morgan, to show his size, goes to step over the top rope like a giant would. And he steps over the top, puts one foot in, technically putting him in the match, and immediately Rey Mysterio just runs and drop kicks him, and Morgan goes, and falls to the ground and is eliminated.
Cole's like, Bischoff paid Mysterio off, JR! Bischoff paid Mysterio off!
Oh, I'm sassafras.
And out goes Matt Morgan.
Out goes Matt Morgan. Who do we have here? We have Goldberg, Chris Jericho, Christian, Batista, Maven, Ric Flair, and Rey.
No, Maven's gone, remember?
Oh, Maven's gone. Benoit is still in.
Yeah.
So it's Goldberg, Jericho, Christian, Batista, Benoit, Flair, Rey.
There's a little bit of kerfuffle. Everything's kind of calming down a little. And then Angle's theme plays.
Oh, that's the ECW version. Never mind. Benoit's head perks up, and he's like, oh, fuck. And he kind of gets up, and he gets primed and ready. Angle rolls into the ring, and Benoit's ready to fight. And Angle looks over at Benoit, and he raises his hand, hey, how's it going? And targets Flair or something like that. He's like, hey, how's it going? And Benoit's just kind of stuck there like,
oh.
Huh. All right. Turns his attention back to Mysterio, does Benoit. None of these people can be eliminated. Yikes.
What do you mean? They can all be eliminated at any time. But just as we're thinking about that, Matt Hardy comes out.
Oh, yeah!
Woo! Matt Hardy comes out, shuffles up. Go ahead.
He goes to do his second rope spot or whatever, where he does the V1 or whatever. And much like that one GIF with Justin Gabriel on a 2010 episode of NXT, he just Rey Mysterio kind of just lightly drop kicks him, and Matt Hardy topples over the middle rope and is eliminated.
Wait, Matt Hardy is?
Yep.
Okay.
Rey's done it twice.
There he goes.
Immediate elimination. Matt Hardy won.
Yeah, and after that, Shelton
Benjamin
enters.
Yeah, and Shelton comes out to the awesome World Greatest Tag Team theme. Comes in the ring and hits some nice looking drop kicks.
Yeah, maybe wrestles with Mysterio for a bit.
Yeah, have some fun little
Cole puts over that this is the type of interdivisional rivalry that you can't find every night on Monday Night Raw.
And there's actually a really cool instance here where the 4 SmackDown competitors that are in the ring kind of start doing like 4-way spots against each other. Benjamin versus Angle versus Mysterio versus Benoit. And it's really fucking cool while all the Raw guys are kind of just like hanging out, being terrible.
And it all kind of breaks down just before the next entrant, but definitely before the next entrant. I think I'm right that this can happen. These two have Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle have an amazing back and forth where Kurt Angle he seems almost like he's grappling. They're both having a grappling exchange, and Angle seems to be getting the better of it. But you can see him smile, and you can see he's not really taking it too seriously because it's his Canadian friend. And then Benoit has this vicious trip that sends Angle off balance, and Benoit takes the opportunity, drop kicks him, and Angle is out.
Oh my god. And oh my.
Almost immediately afterwards, it's John Cena!
Yeah, John Cena's theme hits and nobody comes out.
What?
And then John Cena's theme hits again and nobody comes out. And then Michael Cole goes,
This is
God damn it!
This is super lame. If John Cena ain't here, then that's a shame.
And if this whole Royal Rumble is a jive sucker, and Jerry Lawler's like, or Jim Ross is like, what the fuck?
So what's happening?
Suddenly we cut backstage, and John Cena's on the ground, and he's like holding his shoulder, but he's knocked out also? I don't know how that works. He's like, looks like he was holding his shoulder and then was knocked out. And standing above him, holding a ball in his hand, oh my god, it's Randy Orton. Orton just says, thanks, Jan.
No, he can't. No, don't have him say that, remember? Randy Orton doesn't know who this guy is.
Thanks, guy. Evolution theme hits for the 3rd time and the final time. Possibly. I don't know. What if one of them won? What if Randy Orton won?
What if Randy Orton won? Then would John Cena go to WrestleMania?
What would that mean?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
GMs would have to bicker back and forth. Evolution's theme hits. And Randy Orton makes his way to the ring. Takes it slow. Has a nice little stride. And here we go. We're in the ring now. And all 3 members of Evolution immediately, gang up. They toss over Shelton Benjamin with Ric Flair doing the honors. After working down for a little while, Randy Orton, with a picture-fucking-perfect dropkick, I will add, eliminates Chris Benoit.
That's almost all the SmackDown guys. Now we've only got Rey Mysterio left, and what's Batista doing?
Batista grabs Rey Mysterio by the fucking neck and just tosses him backwards over his head, like a belly to belly, but by basically the shoulders and neck, and just fucking tosses him. Ray does 7 flips and lands on the floor, and he's like, my knee.
That's all the SmackDown guys. JR, you can't say this has been a fair Rumble. You've got 3 men working together in there.
3, 2, 1.
Shawn!
Oh, shit! It's
Also,
Shawn Michaels at number 16.
An anonymous source makes a good point. What if we did all this and then the game Audible finishes?
All of a sudden, somebody runs back in the ring. They were never eliminated to begin with.
Alright, so yeah, Shawn comes in, and Michael Cole says, "Oh, you guys can have your inter-brand conflict. Call me when a SmackDown guy enters." He literally takes the headset off and walks over to Taz to have a conversation.
So Shawn immediately is bearing the brunt of Evolution, but he's fighting back well enough, mostly thanks to Goldberg, who's still in here. Goldberg's more than halfway through this Rumble at number 1. So is Chris Jericho. Christian's still here.
And the thing, what happens is that Shawn, because of their history and their recent great match, Shawn and Rick kind of move away from the rest of the pile and start to have their match. And you're starting to see, as Batista and Randy Orton try to work everybody over, that they're not a great tag team.
They're not. And it's also something interesting to note that it seems like Batista and Orton are intentionally keeping everybody else away from the Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels back and forth. Almost as if, Ric Flair or something like that had asked for an opportunity to go with Shawn Michaels again, interestingly enough. But yeah, Orton and Batista, they're kind of sloppy. They're kind of just fucking up all in all. They're not doing a great job actually at keeping people back. There's a point where Christian kind of runs in and gets a couple shots in on Shawn, and then quickly the Evolution guys are like, "Get the fuck away from there!" And so at one point, Batista is fighting. Give me a guy, Puddy, quick. Any guy who's still in here?
Christian.
Sure. So he's fighting Christian, and they kind of topple the top rope, him and Batista do, but they're still on the apron. And so they're kind of battling back and forth. They're trading shots, and Christian's obviously losing because Batista's a fucking monster. And Orton kind of sees it, and he's eyeing things up, almost snake-like the way he's eyeing things up. And he's picking his spot, and he's got it, and he leaps up for one of those dramatic drop kicks. But Christian's seen this out of the corner of his eye, and he just grabs Batista's hand and pulls him closer to him, and Batista gets a boot to the side of the head and falls out of the ring.
Oh no! An accident!
Accident!
And immediately at this point, Latino Heat!
Latino Heat! Oh my god, it's Eddie Guerrero. So Eddie comes into the ring.
And Michael Cole gets back on comms and says, "My god, that's one half of the WWE Tag Team Championships! My pick to win this Royal Rumble!"
Sassafras. And so Orton and Flair are kind of taken aback by this whole thing. You know what I mean? They're like, fuck. Batista's gone. What the hell are we supposed to do? And it's just then that Shawn, oh shit, Shawn tries to capitalize. He starts to try to eliminate Rick. But Orton kind of comes over, and he's like, nope, fuck you. And he starts to kind of beat down Shawn, and the two of them are going at Shawn there in the corner. Goldberg delivers a massive spear to Chris Jericho, another one. Jero's like, oh, God. And Eddie and Christian kind of peer off into the corner. Eddie trying to push Christian over, but he's not really able to do so. The countdown starts up again at number 18. Car crash noise. Oh my god, it's Mick Foley. We just saw Mick Foley.
Oh my god, not only have you got another Raw guy in this Rumble, but he was in a world title match not half an hour ago.
You're never gonna see SmackDown guy fight in a world title match, high class competition like a world title match, and then enter a Royal Rumble. That says something about Raw's World Championship, if I do say so myself. And Jim Ross was like, "Shut the fuck up, bitch." So Mick Foley and Goldberg are immediately starting to team up to take on Randy Orton and Ric Flair. And Shawn's kind of getting in there too. And now Evolution all of a sudden doesn't have the numbers game. That is until Shawn kind of starts to go to try to grab Orton. But Orton... Hold on, I'm just making sure there's nothing I'm missing here.
You're not.
Okay, cool. Orton kind of leans down kind of and grabs Shawn by the pants and kind of just hoofs him over. And Shawn hits the floor. And he's like...
Oh, he looks at his hands. He looks back at the ring, and he starts punching Rat.
He's like, no, I gotta go back in.
Charles Robinson.
I have to fight Mick at Mania. It's like, but Mick didn't even win the belt. He's like, I don't care.
I don't care. There's no one else for me. And then one of the refs gets the head ref, Charles Robinson, to come over and say, Sean, you can't. You have to go. You have to go.
I can't believe that we actually got Charles to do this spot. That's so good.
Shawn Michaels is out, and I'll tell you who's in. Can you dig it? Sucker! Michael Cole's going crazy on comms. He's just like, oh.
Like, son of a fucking bitch, I hate this company! So Booker T comes down, and so... Hold on, I have to look here. So yeah, Goldberg now and Mick Foley are 2-on-2 against Randy Orton and Ric Flair. And pretty much simple as that, yeah? Goldberg kind of fights Orton over the top rope and basically spears him out of the ring and eliminates him. Goldberg, of course, doesn't go through the ropes or onto the floor. He just kind of, almost like a shoulder tackle, but we'll call it a spear, right? Like, just kind of knocks him out with a shoulder to the gut.
Randy Orton tried so hard to get into this match, and now he's gone. He's
gone. Goldberg has taken out Randy Orton. And at the exact same time, Flair's like, kid, no! And Foley, is like fucking catastrophe clothesline or whatever he does over the top rope.
Yeah.
He gives Ric Flair one of those crazy fun clothesline, but holds onto the ropes himself and pulls himself back in. And just like that, Evolution's night is done. Mick Foley and Goldberg have put an end to it.
Well, it wasn't the most successful night, but they still have all the gold.
They do still have all the gold. Flair's like, whatever.
He puts the 2 tag team titles around his shoulder and just heads back.
Batista comes out and hands him the other one. He's like, all right, let's go. All 3 of them. Oh, really nice visual of all 3 of them walking away from the ring, holding their belts up at the entire ring so they fucking remember.
Yeah, and the whole ring stops and goes over and looks as well for a stare down. Yeah.
Yep. Just fuck you guys. We're still fucking champions.
And speaking of legendary tag teams, who's number 20?
Pew, pew, pew. 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 Pew, 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 pew. It's Doug Basham. Oh my. And the entire crowd goes, oh, okay. Huh. Cool, I guess. Yeah.
Weird. Yeah.
Weird. Doug Basham goes in the ring, and he immediately just gets lost in the kerfuffle. He doesn't get really any notable spots actually, like at all.
Yeah, the ring is starting to build up a little bit, and there's a little bit.
Who do we have in here?
We have Goldberg, Chris Jericho, Christian, Eddie Guerrero, Mick Foley, Booker T, Doug Basham, and coming in next is.
How do you like me now? It's Bob Core.
Bob Core Holly.
Bob Core, baby.
And yeah, it's just this is the middle part of the Rumble. Everyone's kind of splitting off into groups, brawling, rumbling. Nobody's getting eliminated. Starting to build up. And it needs something. Some big mover and shaker. And coming in at number 22.
Well, it's a big show. It's a big bad show tonight. It's a big show.
Everyone tries to team up on Big Show, and he just pushes them all away, and then he points at Mick Foley.
Mick's like, wait, what the fuck did I do to you? gives Mick Foley one hell of a big boot. Because Foley's kind of up against the ropes. And Big Show gives him a big boot and knocks him out. So Foley is gone. And Goldberg's like, my only friend. Yeah, Big Show's just tossing people around. It's one of those spots in the Rumble, right, where guys are like running in and just getting dispatched by different moves, like a big choke slam to Christian. He grabs Jericho or something like that and just boom, big chop across the chest. Booker T just gets fucking tossed. Doug Basham
is gone.
No.
Okay. Oof.
No, he's tossed. He's just being tossed. Not tossed out, just tossed.
Maybe he does get tossed out, but he just hangs on and rolls back in.
Maybe, but Big Show wasn't even intending to eliminate him.
Yeah.
Power. Doug Basham is notable enough to get a spot. And the countdown starts again.
We need someone to contend with this monster. Michael Cole's starting to get excited. He's like, Big Show is my pick to win the Royal Rumble.
3, 2, 1, and the fucking ring posts. Hopefully nobody's on them for any reason. Fucking explode with fire. Oh, shit. There's your answer. It's Kane.
It's Kane! God damn it, that's gotta be Kane!
Kane comes down to the ring, squares up with Big Show, and boom, puts his hand around Big Show's throat for a choke slam. And Big Show puts his hand around Kane's throat for a choke slam, and they choke slam each other. Nah, that's a goofy spot. Actually, no, fuck it. We're doing that spot because I said it. It would be really stupid, but I love it.
They're recovering. Oh, no.
The choke slams cancel each other out, so they're both not that effective, though. So they kind of just both get up and go about their business.
And then we have one of a kind.
3, 2, 1. One of a kind. Hey, one of a kind. Hey. It's Rob Van Dam at 24. RVD comes down the ring, literally climbs up on the ring, springboard, big crossbody, takes out Christian, who's just like, fucking, why am I always the fodder? Doug Basham is just still here. Hardcore Holly goes up to Kane, taps Kane on the shoulder, and Kane turns around, and Holly just fucking slaps him right in the fucking face. Kane's like,
oh my.
Damn. That was a pretty just puts his hand around Holly's throat, throws the arm over, choke slams him from the ring to the ground on the outside. Oh my god.
And Kane is looking cockily down at Hardcore Holly. He's happy with his work. He's rolling his shoulders. He's got his big shit-eating grin on his face. And from behind, Rob Van Dam grabs his leg and pushes him over the top rope.
Kane's like, damn it.
God damn.
God, bullshit.
Yeah, heels bullshit. And then there's a little bit of a pause. Rob Van Dam's looking really happy. He's currently the only one standing in the middle of the ring. 3,
scattered
2,
around him.
1.
I was just gonna say it was scattered around.
Go ahead.
The match. Update people. We still got Goldberg, Chris Jericho, Christian.
Eddie Guerrero, Doug Basham, Booker T.
Doug Basham. The Big Show.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Oh no. And Taz runs over to the commentary booth, rips off Cole's headset, puts it on for 3 seconds, and just goes, "Here comes the pain!" and then gives it respectfully back to Michael Cole.
Michael Cole says, that is the former WWE champion and my pick to win the Royal Rumble.
So Brock Lesnar gets in the ring, and Doug Basham is like, yeah, okay, and just runs at him, and Brock puts him over his head in a gorilla press type style and just dumps him over the top.
RVD, who's still standing there looking at Brock Lesnar, is like,
he's in awe.
He's in awe, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he attacks him.
He does, yeah. RVD, he tries to get some shots off at Brock, but Brock just kind of glances off of him. One of those big fucking clotheslines that Brock can give somebody. And it might have even knocked RVD out. I don't know. He's like gotten limp almost. And Brock just picks him up, literally like deadlift, picks him up and just pushes him over the top rope, and RVD falls to the ground.
And then Brock Lesnar, because everyone else is down. It seems like almost Brock doesn't even notice them. He's just standing there waiting for the next guy. And the countdown is on. 3, 2, 1.
The Wall!
Whoa! Mark Henry, accompanied by Teddy Long and members of Thuggin' and Buggin' Inc. Come down, and Henry trades blows with Brock, but the monster, it's not enough. There's not enough power in the world. Brock is seething. He's unhinged. And out goes Henry.
Who can stop the beast?
I think I know who it is. The countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Is he the one at this point?
Yeah, let's go with that.
So it's I got it all. They look at me. They like what they see because I've got it all.
Michael Hayes rips Michael Cole's headset off and says, "That's the ace of Velocity."
He's wearing a big he's wearing like a cropped Velocity t-shirt.
And Michael Cole says, "Hey, this isn't fair. Raw didn't have to have any Heat guys on their entrance to this show."
Somebody kindly reminds Michael Cole that Maven was in this Royal Rumble.
All right, so how does Billy Gunn fare against Brock?
Billy Gunn squares up against Brock Lesnar, and he's like, "All right, this is a challenge. What the fuck am I supposed to do here?" He punches Brock in the face. Brock doesn't move, and Billy Gunn kind of backs off. He's like, "Oh fuck, okay," and then he gives Brock a forearm to the neck, and Brock doesn't move, and he's like, "Okay, holy fuck!" So he chops Brock, and Brock literally just doesn't move, like he just doesn't care. And Billy Gunn's like, "Yeah, this is not going so great for me." So he kicks Brock in the knee. Maybe the knee is the weak spot. It's not, and Brock just kind of stands there, and he's like, "Shit, what the fuck am I supposed to do here?" And so he's so focused on Brock that all of a sudden, kind of behind him.
Wait, I got an idea. If you're not dedicated,
I'm pretty dedicated.
Okay, go for it.
So from the corner, kind of, you see
you eliminate people so quickly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of
go for it.
A lot of bulk to it. I don't know. There's still a lot of guys in here, isn't there? How many we got in here?
6.
We've got Goldberg,
7,
Christian, Chris, Eddie.
8. There are 8 guys in here.
Big Show. Yeah, that's a lot of dudes, man.
Yeah, but you got to remember the future clearouts. There's 2.
there's yeah. Okay, that's fair.
I have an idea. I mean, like, go for it. If it's fun, go for it.
No. I'll let you do it. Go ahead. Do whatever you're gonna do.
So behind it, exactly what you said, but instead of behind Billy Gunn, it's behind Brock. Is Goldberg. And Billy Gunn's like, backs off. And then Goldberg and Brock get into this massive back and forth. Punch after punch. And the crowd are going wild because they don't know these guys are leaving yet. And then they eventually Goldberg manages to get the upper hand. And he floors Brock, who sits back down in the corner. Is like, he's stunned. He's gone. And Goldberg, to prove a point, turns to Billy Gunn. Grabs him and chucks Gunn over the top rope. And as Goldberg is prepared, Brock is stunned. Brock is down. He looks and waits for the next competitor. But as the count reaches 9, the lights go off.
What? And the entire arena falls silent. There must have been some failure or something like that.
Charles Robinson clicks on a flashlight.
Yeah, and you hear JR on commentary go, "We just lost power. We just lost," and he goes, "Wait, no, my audio's still coming through. We haven't lost power at all. Can somebody go check?" And then all of a sudden, gong. And literally just silence. It's obviously the crowd would make insane fucking noise. And the gong sounds again, and the lights come back up, and Goldberg is just laid out outside the ring.
And Charles Robinson with his flashlight says, "I saw him go over! He's out!"
Oh my god. Jerry Lawler's like, well, how the fuck could he see? That's bullshit.
I have a flashlight, Jerry! He says, waving the flashlight. And now Brock, who's like, well, okay. Stands up and waits for the next guy.
Brock just kind of like looks out and he's like, shit. Fuck yeah. He's like, light work. I eliminated him without even touching anyone. So
True.
Yeah, the clock kind of resumes, you know what I mean? There's some complications ever. We got to figure out the clock or whatever. So we get to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Tajiri. Tajiri comes down to the ring and he just sees Brock Lesnar waiting there and he's like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Why? It's like, why is this a thing?
Where is my team?
Yeah, he's kind of like circling the ring and he's like, he doesn't really want to go in there. But thankfully, maybe he doesn't need to. Well, he will eventually probably to win, but he doesn't have to go in there right now and face Brock because Christian and Chris Jericho jump Brock from behind. They just start kind of beating him down, and Tajiri kind of slowly rolls himself into the ring, and him and Eddie Guerrero start doing some fun spots. Big Show in the corner, as our instincts have told us, breathes heavily.
True. And out comes number 29.
Holler! If you hear me! It's Scott Steiner!
With the power of math on his side!
Wearing a big Walrus Do the Math t-shirt. Comes down to the ring. He just starts giving out belly to bellies, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound good? Yeah. Belly to bellies for everybody.
And everything kind of reaches an equilibrium. Jericho and Goldberg... Oh, Goldberg's gone now. Jericho is still there. And then...
Jericho is still there.
The final countdown begins. Number 30. Who could be left? Is it Daniel Bryan? 4.
Is it Rey Mysterio?
3.
Like, oh, Rey's already been in here.
2. 1. And then everything...
Hard cut.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's a cityscape.
We've seen this before.
We have seen this before. Where have we seen this before? And there's a slow pan around this city, and there's lights everywhere. And on the, they have like the little it's like a light thing. It's like LED lights, but they go around the arena. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
There's a row of them. Yeah, they start to. I might lose power. Genuinely, because the lights just flickered.
I hear the thunder.
Okay. You can hear the thunder as electricity starts to pulse through the arena. And it builds. And it builds. And it just stops. Everything goes black. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Oh, Jesus. Number 30 is The Rock. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. You gotta tell me I'm still here. I'm like, oh God, am I still here?
So you're vibing this. Yeah, The Rock comes down, sucks in the atmosphere, and Jericho is seething. He's getting Christian ready. Jericho fucking hates The Rock.
Fuck The Rock.
Fuck The Rock. And he gets Christian ready, and they're going to ambush him as soon as he gets in the ring. Rock here takes in the atmosphere. The final entry, he doesn't have to wait. No, nobody else is coming after him. This is it. And it's his chance. And he's home. Are you still here?
I am still here.
Good. Rock rolls into the ring. Gets ambushed by Jericho and Christian. There's a back. There's a fourth. And then eventually, though, The Rock, he punches him. The crowd are going crazy. They're electrified. Out goes Christian. And Jericho's
big hand punch thing that he does or whatever. Knocks Christian over. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's just him and Jericho, and he does the just bring it motion to Jericho.
Oh boy. Jericho runs full tilt at The Rock, and The Rock kind of sidesteps a little bit, sticks one arm out, just grabs him, and Jericho's like, oh fuck, rock bottom. At this point, now that they're no longer kind of double teaming Brock is kind of, he's regaining that momentum, you know what I mean? We see him force out Scott Steiner.
Out goes Steiner.
Yep, just making sure I'm still alive. I'm always like, ugh. So here we are, with 30 men in remaining. We have Chris Jericho,
Eddie Guerrero, Booker T,
The
Big Show,
Brock Lesnar,
Tajiri, and The Rock. So here goes Jericho and Rock. Back and forth. But The Rock finally gets the upper hand. He's forced into the corner. Jericho runs into him and... Tucker.
Yeah, what's up? You didn't say anything.
I didn't. I was waiting for you.
Oh, so yeah, Jericho runs full tilt at The Rock, and The Rock ducks down and hoofs him over, and, you know, Jericho does one of those crazy fucking bumps where he goes from the ring over the pole of the turnbuckle and crashes to the outside. From number 2 past number 30, the Iron Man is out.
But the action doesn't stop there as Rock turns straight into an F5 over the top row.
Oh my god. Brock Lesnar just eliminated The Rock.
And he's not done there either. He's invigorated by that. He picks up the small Japanese man and throws him over the top row.
Oh my god. Who's going to stop Brock Lesnar?
Well, we are down to our final 4 as they start to, shuffle off to the corners. Eddie Guerrero, Booker T, The Big Show, and Brock Lesnar.
Eddie and Book are, you know what I mean, they're trying to game plan with one another, because I think they both realize that if either of them choose to go it alone, they're going to be destroyed. Like, these two guys are monsters. And then all of a sudden, the realization kind of sets in on Big Show and Lesnar that if they team up, it's going to be one of the two of them. And they have personal issues in the past. They definitely do want to beat each other, don't get me wrong. But maybe the allure of that WrestleMania spot, that World Championship opportunity, will prevail. Spoiler, it doesn't. As Brock goes to lay out Booker T, big right hand, as the Big Show knocks out Brock Lesnar with a single right. And he lifts up Lesnar, and with the help of Eddie Guerrero, who kind of, you know what I mean, pushes over. He's not, helping.
Yeah.
He's just kind of yep, get him out, last second, kind of helping push him over. The Big Show eliminates Brock Lesnar, and we're down to our final 3.
But Brock Lesnar, as soon as he comes to, because it doesn't take long, he's a big man. As soon as he comes to, he is furious, and the refs can't stop him like they can stop Shan. And Brock rolls into the ring, picks Big Show up for a monstrous F5. He's out and gone, and then he leaves, and Eddie's like, oh shit, Holmes. And he just struggles, punks Big Show, and he's over.
Booker
Can help, yeah.
Both know that this is their one shot, right? Like, Big Show, I don't think any one of them one-on-one could get him out. Maybe they could, but not with strength. You know what I mean? You'd have to have an aware and up Big Show make a mistake. You couldn't get him over the top by knocking him out, alone at least. And here we are, the final 2. Eddie Guerrero and Booker T.
Just think of the dream matches here. Booker T, Triple H. Eddie Guerrero,
Rematch
Triple H.
From last year's WrestleMania. Could Booker T go back, fight Triple H? Could he avenge last year's loss at Mania?
Or, to broaden our horizons here, Booker T versus Bradshaw. What a dream match that is. Eddie Guerrero versus Bradshaw.
When you're looking at it, right? Bradshaw as world champion is really interesting. Because in theory, I mean, he did beat Brock Lesnar, but it was with the help of Farouk. In theory, he's one of the weakest world champions we've had in a really long time. You'd be insane to not cheat.
Well, there's another alternative. Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio in the main event of WrestleMania for the WWE title.
Booker T could go and fight Molly Holly for all we care.
The Royal Rumble changes careers. But why don't we click next and find out whose career is going to be changed by this one? Seems like you haven't clicked me in an hour.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, chill, brother. Benoit fucking cussed himself.
Oh, Jesus.
Eliminate Benoit. Orton. Oh, was that? It was a drop kick, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Who won, Tucker?
It was Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero tosses Booker T over after the two of them just go back and forth for what seems like 5 minutes. You know what I meame? They're just trading shots. Booker T hits the big axe kick. It's not an axe kick, because the axe kick is like his finish, right? What's the sidekick thing that he does?
Oh, I don't know moves. I'm a color guy, Tucker.
He does the crazy like sidekick thing or whatever that he does. He's building momentum, does a spinneroonie, hulks himself up, and then Eddie kind of pops up himself and fires up, and the two of them, they're both just showing a lot of heart. And Eddie, you know what I mean? They start brawling kind of on the apron, and Eddie trips up Booker, and Booker falls. And he actually hits the side of the apron kind of with one leg up, and Eddie kind of pushes him off with the other, and Eddie Guerrero has won, and, you know, climbs in the ring, and almost immediately afterwards Booker T rolls in the ring.
Chris Benoit, who's at ringside, says, "Be a man! Shake his hand! Shake his hand!"
And Booker T shakes his hand and goes off and gives Eddie Guerrero his moment in the sun.
Well, before that, Michael Cole on comm says, "This was my pick from the very start. Eddie Guerrero is going to WrestleMania."
All along. Wow.
And there is Pyro. There is Joy. And Eddie's going to WrestleMania.
Will it be Bradshaw? Will it be Shelton Benjamin?
Will it be Rey Mysterio?
Will it be Molly Holly?
We'll find out in the coming weeks on twitch.tv/Matsudairo.
Thanks, Matt.
Is an hour and 30 minutes your longest fucking video?
Yeah, absolutely. Are we off or no?
Not yet. You can. I mean, you. What do you want? How do you want to? How do you want to wrap this?
I want to thank you all for sticking with this. If you are still here, an hour and 30 minutes later, the fuck is going on out there? What the hell? If you're interested, please do come check us out on Twitch. Show Puddy some love. His channel, youtube.com/Matsudairo. Will that take you to yours?
Maybe. Twitch.tv/Matsudairo will.
Find his YouTube. Type in Matsudairo in the search bar. It's just up there.
I'm also I'm at Matsudairo on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm at Silly Tuck on Twitter. Obviously, you found this video on my channel, so you either watch my channel or you thought this was the 2004 Royal Rumble, and you just somehow got encapsulated in it, and you're like, "The fuck is this game?" I do this a lot, probably too much. Probably should do something else, but I don't.
Probably not enough, honestly. I would argue.
At this point, yes, probably not enough. But yeah, I do this. To various degrees of entertaining. Yeah, you got anything to say? You want to?
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know if you want to see more of this or any feedback or anything like that.
We still feel the Rock's power outside, apparently.
Hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time.
This is